Good afternoon, everybody. We are coming to you live from Genesis Steakhouse and Wine Bar, where we meet on Friday afternoons at 12 o'clock for our Talmud Lunch and Learn, and we're studying the tractate of Berachot. And before we begin, I want to share with you something that's been percolating in my brain for the past couple of weeks. And Hollywood has been filled with a lot of scandals, stories of different people who were, so to speak, icons or idols, or in the movie world, in the entertainment world, and have been terrible stories of assault and abuse, and it's really a crazy development that's been happening, specifically out of Hollywood, but all over the world we see this craziness going on. And I wanted to share with you the Jewish perspective. And the Jewish perspective is that the Talmud tells us, Ein apotropos le'arayos. There is nobody who is a guarantor for sexuality. There's no one who's trusted. There's no one who we say, you know what? Such a person we have nothing to worry about. There's no such thing. In Judaism, there's no such thing as someone's not trusted when it comes. A 90-year-old sage and a 17-year-old girl are not trusted. And vice versa. He can have a beard from here to Mexico. He's not trusted. Not trusted. So people say, Torah Judaism is a little neurotic. They're like, it's a little crazy. You're telling me that a guy and a girl can't be alone in a room if they're not married? I mean, it's a little bit extreme. You're accusing them? You don't trust them? No, we don't trust them. Our sages say nobody is trusted when it comes to matters of sexuality. Nobody. Not a president, not a vice president, not a senator, not a congressman, not a rabbi, nobody. And that's why, specifically that's why, the Torah very clearly, through the halacha, gives us very clear guidelines of what is permitted and what is not permitted between a man and a woman who are not in a relationship of marriage, through marriage. It's very, very clear. Now, I'm not here to reprimand this person or that person, or it's their fault or that. It's not my business. The thing is that people have been mocking. I've heard this my whole life. You Torah observant Jews, you don't get it, right? You're so sheltered. You don't understand. You don't realize that it's not a big deal. So we have co-ed dorms. So we have Really? How has that turned out for our culture? How has that turned out for our generation? It's just platonic relationships. No such thing as platonic relationships. There's never been a platonic relationship. So it is surprising to me to see how the reaction is suddenly of shock. What's the shock? I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect to be the result of any man and any woman in seclusion? And I'm not talking about modesty and immodesty. That's not the topic here. But there are certain things like, what do you expect is going to happen? Like, are we blind? Are we totally blind to the reality of mankind? So the answer, I believe, is like this. Nobody's trusted. And if we get this into our mind, not even a 95-year-old man, not trusted. Oh, you think you're accusing the man of you know what? The Torah says they shouldn't be alone in the room. They shouldn't be alone in a room in seclusion. You know why? Things happen. That's the nature of how things work. Things happen. So if we don't set those precautions, right? It starts with a touch. It starts with it starts with one thing leads to the next thing. Before you know it, it's too late. think we have to be careful about this. We have to regain a sensitivity towards the barriers that should be there between the genders. Men and women are very different. They're very uniquely different, very special, each in their own way. If we start blending them in a way we're going to end up with the challenges we have today. So that's my little spiel on this, is I think, again, we have to remember, and we can tell this to our children straight out. There's nobody who's trusted. Nobody. Unless you're in a committed marital relationship with someone, that's a different story. That's a different story. It's your husband, it's a wife, fine, it's different. But a relationship, even then we have to be worried about abuse, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And it's even more so when they're not in a committed relationship. When they're just acquaintances, in an office, in any type of environment, working together, there has to be separation, there has to be barriers. There has to be a fine line that separates between us and people of the other gender. So with that, my friends, we're going to sign off here from our online. We're going to continue with our Talmud class. You're all welcome to join us here at Genesis Steakhouse every Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock. We might be moving back to the Torch Center next week. We'll see how the progress goes. We'll let everyone know. But till then, my friends, have a wonderful Shabbos. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget to like and share this video so that other people can learn and can hopefully, with regard to what we're talking about, maybe save a person or two from their innocent state where they think, well, I never thought such a person would do something bad. I thought I can trust them. No, you can't trust anyone. Drill it into your children. You can't trust anyone. Right? Now, in these matters. So with that, my friends, thank you and have a great Shabbos.